Under the sprawling night sky of Los Angeles, a city that never truly sleeps, yet somehow holds pockets of quiet magic, something small and fleeting became something unforgettable. It wasn't a sold-out stadium or a grand awards show. It wasn't an elaborate stage, bathed in lasers and pyrotechnics. It was just a simple car ride, a black hoodie, and the kind of smile that could disarm even the most guarded heart. For the millions who follow him, this night became etched in memory, not because of spectacle, but because of its quiet, human beauty. Jungkook of BTS had just returned from a concert. Not his own, but one where he sat among the audience, soaking in the music like any other fan. That alone was enough to send ripples of excitement across the world. Earlier that evening, Los Angeles had been buzzing, as it always does. The air carried that subtle electric current only big cities have, the kind that comes from hundreds of different stories unfolding all at once. Laughter spilling from sidewalk cafes, car horns echoing down palm-lined boulevards, and street performers adding their own rhythm to the night. Somewhere in the middle of it all, Jungkook had taken his seat in a concert venue. Just another face in the crowd, hidden in the shadows of dim lighting and perhaps the brim of his hoodie. For a man so used to being the one on stage, commanding the attention of tens of thousands, there was something refreshing about being on the other side. No pressure, no expectations, just the music and the moment. When the concert ended and the crowd spilled out into the Los Angeles night, Jungkook quietly made his way to a car. It wasn't a grand departure, with flashing cameras and swarming fans. It was quiet, almost understated. The car door shut, the engine purred to life, and the city's neon glow began to slide past the windows. That was when the moment happened. The one that would later make millions of people around the globe smile without even realizing it. Sitting in the back seat, hoodie pulled just enough to shadow part of his face, Jungkook looked relaxed, in a way that was rare for someone whose life is usually under such intense public scrutiny. And then he smiled, a big, bright, genuine smile that lit up the darkness around him. It wasn't the kind of smile he gives for a camera, perfectly timed and polished for a photo shoot. This one was different, more vulnerable somehow, the kind that comes from an inner spark of happiness. Maybe he was replaying a song from the concert in his head. Maybe he was thinking of a funny moment with a friend. Or maybe it was just the simple joy of being a listener again. Remembering what it feels like to be moved by someone else's music. Whatever the reason, the image of him in that moment felt almost cinematic. The hoodie framed his face like a soft vignette. The faint reflection of streetlights glinted in his eyes, and the relaxed curve of his lips suggested a man entirely at peace, if only for that small stretch of time. When the photo surfaced online, it was like striking a match in a dark room. The reaction was instant and widespread. Armies from every corner of the world shared it, commented on it, and saved it like it was a precious keepsake. Some couldn't believe how content and unguarded he looked. Others fixated on the mystery. Whose concert had he gone to see? Theories multiplied by the hour. Some guessed it was a friend's performance. Others speculated it was an artist he'd long admired, and a few whispered that maybe it was someone currently inspiring his own creative projects. But in the end, for most fans, it didn't really matter whose show it was. The focus kept coming back to that smile. One tweet that went viral summed it up perfectly. "I don't care whose concert it was. That smile is all I need to see." It was a sentiment echoed by thousands of others. In a world where his appearances are often tied to official events, promotional schedules, or carefully planned media moments, this was different. This was Jungkook in the wild, unguarded, unposed, and perhaps most importantly, undeniably happy. It reminded people that behind the stage lights and global fame, he is still, at his core, a person who loves music deeply, the same way his fans do. The more people looked at the picture, the more details they noticed. The way his hoodie sat loosely on his head, almost falling back, but just enough to keep him incognito. The relaxed angle of his shoulders, suggesting he wasn't in a rush to get anywhere. The faint, golden hue from the streetlights slipping through the car window, painting gentle highlights on his skin. Even the blur of the city outside seemed to add to the intimacy of the scene. It was as if the rest of Los Angeles had faded into the background, leaving only him, the quiet hum of the engine, and the warmth radiating from his expression. For one fan in LA, the encounter was even more surreal. She had been walking down a street, not far from the concert venue, when she noticed a familiar black SUV roll past. She glanced inside, and for just a heartbeat, their eyes met, or at least she thought they did. She saw the unmistakable smile and froze in place, processing the fact that she had just witnessed something so rare and personal. The car kept moving, its taillights melting into the city's endless streams of red. But that brief glimpse was enough for her to share her experience online. Her post caught fire instantly, liked and retweeted by thousands, with fans hanging on every detail. What fascinated people even more than the mystery of the concert was the simple fact that he had taken the time to go at all. Between rehearsals, recordings, promotional work, and the countless other demands of his career, moments like this must be few and far between. Yet here he was, making space in his life to just be another person in the audience, to be inspired instead of doing the inspiring. It was a reminder of the cyclical nature of art, how even the greatest performers are still fans at heart, still students of their craft, still hungry for that spark of inspiration that only live music can provide. As the night went on and more fans saw the image, creativity began to bloom in every corner of the fandom. Artists began sketching fan art recreations of the scene, some realistic, others dreamy and romanticized. Video editors paired the moment